Hey 7 college nerds, it is Saturday, and this video has been driving me crazy because I've been trying to do it, and I had it all edited out all pretty, and I was having problems with it uploading because it kept showing it was like 7 minutes long when it was like half as long. Also, it's raining and thundering outside, so you'll probably be hearing that stuff, and I'm tired of the editing and messing up and not being able to fix it, so I'm just gonna do this, and scream and ramble and blah blah blah, blah and be really disorganized and confusing. So, rant time. What I really wanted to rant about was something that I feel like is very near and dear to my heart. You know how we always complain about how society is like messing up our children, specifically our young girls. You know, they have really low self-esteem, they're cutting themselves, blah 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 blah. And we always blame, you know, the magazines, the fashion industry, and all those people. And I'm not saying that they're not free of blame because they have their own issues, but I want to examine quickly, just do a thought thing with me briefly about parents, specifically mothers. And I feel that in a lot of ways, mothers actually perpetrate these problems onto their young daughters. I was really lucky. My mother is fantastic. She's intelligent, and she was always very firm and strict without being, you know, overbearing. So she let us do what we wanted to do, but at the same time, we knew where we stood, and we knew we could be safe with her. We knew we could talk to her, and she's just a wonderful mother for that reason. She's also really into like PTA and like Girl Scouts, Boy Scouts, soccer, that sort of thing. So she tends to have a lot of, you know, the middle-aged, minivan driving, stay-at-home mom friends, which most of whom are very, very nice, and I like quite a bit. However, there's a few of them that drive me crazy, mostly because of the way they treat their daughters or the way they teach their daughters. Unfortunately, they don't really know that they're teaching them these things. You know, it's the parents who encourage their daughters to have boyfriends at like 11 years old. I mean, really? And it's the same. And, you know, the makeup and the designer clothes, and, you know, I'm not saying that stuff is inherently bad, but it's when you're teaching an 11-year-old that they can't have any self-worth without these things, you know, without a boyfriend, without makeup, without designer clothes. I know a little girl who's like 13 now, and she's been wearing makeup since she was like 10, and if she's not wearing makeup, she thinks she is so ugly, and she is a very pretty young girl. I just don't, I can't stand that. But, thunder. Anyway, what annoys me about this is that these women seem completely oblivious to the fact that they're telling their kids effectively that they can't be successful, that they can't be happy without romantic relationships or makeup or whatever. And now, you know, for me, to a point, it's like, okay, you do whatever you want with your own kid. But for some reason, whenever I have the misfortune of talking to these individuals, I immediately like become under fire, and I'm suddenly being made fun of by these 40-year-old women, and they're mocking me because I'm 18 years old, and I've never had a boyfriend, never been on a date, never been interested in that whole thing. And I think it's because they don't understand it. They're too busy living vicariously through their children, which I think is kind of sad, to be perfectly honest. But we won't go there. And, you know, something's wrong when a 40-year-old woman is making fun of an 18-year-old. You know, there's just something going on there. Something has gone a little bit awry, I'd say. And then, you know, if I ever try to voice a rebuttal, inevitably I get the, well, I'm much older than you, dear, so I would say that I know more about life than you do. Okay, to an extent, I can get that. But just because you're 20 years older than me does not, by default, make you smarter than me. It might make you more experienced than me. Sure, I will give you that. But it does not make you smarter than me, and it sure as hell does not make you better than me. And so, you know, you have to deal with that, and there's really nothing I can do. The only thing that really pisses me off is when they say things to my sister, who's about 13 years old right now, and they say things to her, and effectively, they're not just telling their kid that women are useless without, you know, a male companion. They're telling my sister this. Okay, that don't fly. Shit will hit the fan. But I don't know. It makes me so rigid, like my face is turning red right now, I know, because it makes me so angry. But so I think when we need to fix young girls' self-esteem and things like that, we need to look a little bit closer to home, because to an extent we really can't change what the fashion magazines are doing. But as parents, people can change how they allow their daughters to perceive themselves. Lightning. Anyway, Elizabeth, we'll see you tomorrow. DFTBA. Stop, button, stop.